Let's go, Drake freaking Maye. Are you kidding me? This NFL debut was fantastic. And honestly, I have never really gotten as mean a comments as I did on my last video just for simply saying that Drake Maye is better than Joe Milton. I couldn't believe that this was even a debate, but we'll talk about Joe Milton a little bit later. Now, this is ridiculously good quarterback play. So they're running smash here to the bottom and a levels here on the backside. So based on the leverage of these DBs at the snap, this is smash over here is not good, right? They're outside shaded to these receivers. This is never going to be there. So Drake Maye does a good job getting off of that and working backside to these two in breakers. Okay, so you got an in breaker here, and then you have an in breaker here. This is a really, really well done full field read. This does take a long time to develop. I think the receivers kind of got in their own way right here, and it took an eternity for Baker to get through here. So give a lot of credit to this pass protection, but look at this dart. Pocket is perfect. It is absolutely perfect. You're rarely going to have a pocket like that, but to put it right on the number is insane. Okay, this is absolutely disgraceful, and whoever at the Patriots allowed this to happen deserves to not have their job. Okay, first off, love this play design. Play action. They did a lot of this with Joe Milton as well, under center. Leave Nolan Smith, a freak athlete out of Georgia, unblocked. And look at this arm angle to get the ball right here to number 87. Now, number 87 should never be worn again by a New England Patriot. I understand it's preseason. You got a lot of jersey numbers you got to fill out. But that is just a disgrace to one of the best football players of all time. There you go, 1st and 10. One of my LSU guys right here. This is just really good quarterbacking, okay? If you see the corner is in man right here, just get this football out quickly and just take these yards here on 1st and 10. And the ball location is bad, okay? And that's part of the down-to-down consistency that people got on Drake Maye about. All right, so now we go right into this 3rd and 7. And it's cut off right at the snap, but so Drake Maye gets the snap. And this ends up being a good ball, right? The safety is pinned in enough in this alignment. I love when they shoot the game at a wider angle. So Drake Maye knows he could fit a sideline ball in. It's got to be an absolute seed. But the issue here is Javon Baker ran a bad route. Okay, you've got to give yourself more real estate on the sideline. That is Kelee Ringo, very talented 5-star corner out of Georgia. Very young in his career. But you see Baker is already out of bounds. So you've got to give that quarterback some real estate. But look at the ball location here. I mean, how much better of a ball could this have been right here? So this is actually a Brady Gronk play. We've already done a deep breakdown on how the Kansas City Chiefs use this principle. It's floating in the top right corner of your screen. And basically, it's having a guy stay in to block to help an end and then have them release about a second or two after the snap. It is really hard to account for a receiver or a running back or a tight end who does this. So instead of a tight end, they get their number one receiver, Jalen Polk, the rookie, to help chip. And then when he's done chipping, he then releases, okay? One thing, this Patriots offensive line was incredible for Drake Maye. Absolutely incredible. So everybody just sunk so far back in the coverage. Drake Maye throws a very nice ball right here to Polk. And look at this. Whoop! I can't do this, Wami. What a play here by Jalen Polk. And this is amazing hustle right here by Nakobe Dean. He was actually the blitzer, and he's able to chase it down. All right, we get to the 2nd and 11. Eagles bring the simulated pressure, all right? Second level blitzer, drop the backside in, all right? The best thing to do against this, especially if it's too high and they're backpedaling, is just run a little stop and take the yards. It's a bad throw by Drake Maye. Now, it is tough being a quarterback in empty right here, and I do like the anticipation in the process of seeing this, but this is really bad stuff. You cannot miss this that high because a lot of these balls get deflected into an interception. It could ricochet right into a guy, and then it's off to the races the other way. The best screen I have seen so far in the NFL preseason. Lots of pressure coming. This is as well disguised of a screen you are ever going to see. All right. The backer who's blitzing is actually the one who gets slipped behind by the running back. So the Patriots get the nuts here, right? They have an unblocked blitzer that's accounting for the running back right here, and he slips. And the backer was actually twisting behind it as a secondary pressure. Georgia, with Nakobe Dean, actually did a lot of this. And now this backer is passed up on, all right? Just a fun little slip. So you have 6 guys behind the line of scrimmage, and the running back is behind all of them. Just an absolutely, positively, ridiculously fun play design right there. Obviously, you get a little lucky that, the defense is calling the absolute best thing for this play to succeed. But good job by Drake getting it out. So what's hilarious was in our first Patriot film study, you guys called me every name in the book. Well, I say you guys. Some of you did. All I suggested was Drake Maye was a better runner than Joe Milton in college. And once again, Joe Milton is a solid runner. Drake Maye's just better in that category. That's a really good zone read pull. Ironically, Joe Milton is actually a good zone read puller as well. But since so many of you were so vocal about my take, let's actually take a look at the numbers and the tape. So as you can see, the career numbers aren't really that close, especially when you add context. Drake Maye breaks a crap ton of tackles. Here's another zone read pull, and then at the end, you'll see him Josh Allen a guy. And then versus NC State here, it's a good job stepping up into this pocket and watch him juke the hell out of the safety, and it's off to the freaking races. And this Clemson game had a ton, and I mean a ton, of highlight reel runs. Now, what about Joe Milton? Well, not quite as good. And you take a look, they actually called a lot of just design runs for Drake Maye. And this isn't even 2022. Good stat here from Dame, where he led his own team in rushing yards. So you take a look at the game log here for Joe Milton. He only had one real explosive running game, and that was against bad UTSA. And it was on the first play of the game, 181-yard run, zone read pull. Nobody touches him. This really isn't impressive at all. So you take away that 181-yard run, and you see his rushing stats crater even lower. All right, so the Patriots, another vintage Patriot play. This is called Hoss Juke, okay? This is a McDaniel actual staple. So you're running Hoss, which is goes from the slots and comebacks from the outside routes with a juke route over the middle. So the way this is normally run is you start off looking right, and then you work back here to the receiver on the juke. Okay, so Drake Maye starts off looking right, doesn't want to throw it. I normally on Hoss juke, if the corner is really this far off, especially in 2nd and 15, I would just throw it, right? I wouldn't even bother, working backside. Obviously, this is not a ball you want to be late on because it is a pick six, but that's enough cushion to just fire it in right there and make it a manageable third. So Maye says, look, I'm going to work backside here and look at the juke or just step up into a wide open pocket. And as you can see, they actually had the juke doubled right here. It's rarely doubled. So Drake Maye says, look, F it, I'm not going to throw that. Thank goodness he didn't. And he's just going to take off and run. Obviously, you would like to see him break this tackle and gain more yards there. You wouldn't think that the deep post is going to be open, right? This is the single receiver side. There is a safety very much shaded to the single receiver side. All right, so Drake Maye says, look, at the snap, I'm going to work to the left, and obviously nothing is open. But apparently the safety who was on that side decided to go over the top over here, and Drake Maye actually does go for the bomb. And look at this ball location. I mean, look at this. That's unbelievable, right? Now, obviously, that's not right in stride. The ball location could have been better, but resets his feet, has time to make this throw, looks pretty good mechanically. Obviously, there's so many quarterback coaches that say you can get it out a half second sooner, but I don't know about this, man. Obviously, he had to leave his feet for it. You've got to make this catch. You just do, and he doesn't. Oh, man, what a freaking ball. I'm not going to show you the beginning of the play. He was able to break contain and just throw it here to lead the fight another down. You love to see it. It's 3rd and 8 now, and nothing is open. Or at least it doesn't look like anything is open here. So Drake Maye decides to just give his guy a chance to make a play. This is also an overthrow. Baker is just absolutely swallowed whole. Once again, just way too close to the sideline. But they get bailed out with a pass interference penalty. So I'm not going to do the Joe Milton reps. I actually thought, even though these numbers don't look good for Milton, he played really well. A big issue for the Patriots are the wide receivers and their skill guys. This is, quite simply put, the worst set of offensive skill guys in the NFL. I like Polk. Obviously, Baker had a rough game, but I do like him as well. And it's a good job by Drake Maye throwing it away. These two young quarterbacks have their work cut out for them. You want Drake Maye to work out, right? Because he's the higher upside player. He is just the better player. He is the younger player, even though age doesn't matter as much for QB. And obviously, the Patriots got bailed out here on a pass interference airmail right here. But, it's going to be very, very hard for Drake Maye to succeed in this environment. Really, really hard. I do give him a lot of credit. He showed a lot of maturity here. It's maybe old Drake Maye, North Carolina Drake Maye tries to fit that in, and he did a lot of throwaways because guys just weren't getting open. Chipped him into the rush. So the tackle has a really wide release here going up against a speed rusher. The issue when you have such a wide kick step versus a fast rusher is it does open a gaping hole to the inside, and you'll see that the running back helping him actually helped the rusher cut to the inside. All right? Now, we can get into a debate about, pocket length, him holding onto the ball too long here. But as Joe Burrow said, 3rd and long sacks just aren't as big of a deal. Floating in your face some other videos, so make sure you check it out.